Conscientiousness. Conscientious. How do we differentiate conscientiousness from dedication, commitment, and devotion? Let's find out the definitions and also the differences among these words in this video. Being conscientious is determined into conscientiousness levels. There are 5 levels of conscientiousness. Please find out the 5 levels on Google, because in this video, I'm not going to be a researcher or an expert in the 5 levels of conscientiousness. When we study English, we just put everything into details, but the details should be practical and realistic based on the real life situations. So let's find out conscientiousness level in real life cases. Normally, conscientious person is defined as one who is hardworking, disciplined and well organized, and passionate, and very diligent. But here, if you are too if you are too conscientious, you are too disciplined, that people are gonna hate you for being who you are, because you take conscientiousness, this kind of personality trait, to the most extreme extent. When you reach the highest level of a trait, a personality trait, it's gonna be turned into a negative case, because we are too much of it. But if we are just a normally conscientious person, we just dedicate ourselves to the game, we just spend more time on working, we just need to dedicate our whole life to make it work for us, to accomplish our target. So being dedicated and being normally conscientious are going to determine a successful person, a kind of person who is going to risk everything in a good term in order to achieve his or her established target. But if you are too conscientious, it means you take things to the most horrible extent. You act too nonsense. You act too ridiculously. You behave too much. You always exaggerate everything that ever happens in your life. So that is being too conscientious. A lowly conscientious, it means you are under the normal level of conscientiousness. If you are lowly conscientious, you are a kind of person who doesn't even know who you are. You don't know what to do in your life. You don't even feel enthusiastic or passionate in every work that you are doing. So that is lowly conscientious person. So conscientious is a neutral word. It determines who you are, and who you are is going to be justified in different circumstances in this real life, right? So here, when we are using this kind of word, it's not all about our blaming. It's not about the whether we feel sorry. It's not about the negative feelings that we have towards ourselves and towards other people. Being conscientious doesn't mean you are too bad. Being conscientious is going to be determined by the levels of conscientiousness and also the circumstances in which you are using this kind of word. So what about dedication? Dedication. When you say that you dedicate your life to your work, to your dream job, it just means you just spend a lot of time on working out every plans that you have created with your team, for example. So when I say that I dedicate my life to my job, it means I spend my every minute, my every second, my every day, each breath of mine on working, because I feel this is the thing that I should do. But I haven't talked about the passion, the enthusiasm when I do this. But if you use the word devotion, when you devote yourself to your work, it's not about hard work anymore. It's not about the way that you feel good when performing your work. So when you do your work and you feel good, you feel enthusiastic, you feel passionate, it is a sign of being devoted. And you can say that, well, I'm such a dedicated person in this task, but I'm a devoted person in my job, which means a dedicated person in this task, which means a person who is willing and determined to spend his or her every second on working to achieve the set target. But a devoted person means he is not only hardworking but also passionate. So it's all about love and being hardworking. So when it is related to passion, to enthusiasm, in the term of hardworking, you can use devotion. But when you want to use dedication, it's gonna be all about how much time you are willing to spend on your work. So what about commitment? I commit myself to this job. When you hear the word commitment, it's gonna make you feel like, wow, this is my mission, this is my responsibility. I am blaming myself for being too hard on this job, or I am defending myself in particular cases. When we use the word commitment, it's gonna carry two kinds of cases: negative cases and positive cases. Even in positive cases, the word commitment is a very strong and heavy word. It carries heavy weight to the way that you want to define who you are in this kind of task assigned to you by other people. I commit myself to this job. It's gonna make people feel like, oh, he wants to say so because he wants to let us know how much time he spends, how many years he has worked for us, and now he wants to raise his salaries. So that is about the commitment. When we mention commitment, in our cases, we just expect people to convey specific actions in order for resolving a business matter or a marriage matter. So please try to look into these details on Google and let's find out the meanings of these words based on the practical situations. So here, dedication, devotion, commitment, conscientiousness. Thanks a lot.